Hello, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another game for us, Dungeon 100. Please forgive me for the poor half-naked lady that's currently standing in front of me, and please don't judge this game because of that. The game, I saw somebody else. I'm just gonna get into it and play. So the way this game works, how do you cast a skill? Cast a skill from left to right. Cast a skill from left to right. Cast a skill from left to right. Right, there's a global cooldown for casting skills. Okay, it's really weird, right? So this goes into a little bit more. Upgrade, spend 4 gold to upgrade 4 shop experience. So basically, you spend 4 gold, you get 4 experience. Affects the star levels of cards in the shop, increases max level activate cards, refreshes, right, amount of gold available per round. Spend 1 gold to refresh the shop, right? Freeze cards to the next turn. These are the cards you can buy. Basically, 3 gold to buy card. They sell for 1 gold. Equip cards, right? 0-4, right? All right, so okay, and then this is how much gold we have down here. So basically, we have an adventure. So I have no skills, no bonuses over here right now, and I've got to kind of figure out how I want to advance, right? So the way these work is you have warrior skills, you have mage skills, hunter skills, and there's a bunch of other ones that we'll get into as we get further into the game. But basically, you can buy 1 card because I have 4 gold, so I'll buy 1 card. And then hands off. I'm not doing anything. She runs into the next room, and basically what it's doing is it starts on the left side and it works all the way to the right, and it tries to activate skills. If it can't activate that skill, it goes to the next. So we currently only have 1 skill, so it not a big deal. So my cooldown on that is 2 seconds. Okay, so that will become important later. Let's see, what else do we have here? Glacial Spike. I'm just going to kind of go through here. If we want to, if somebody wants an actual playthrough, I'll start over with a brand new save and we'll kind of burn through here. I kind of want to just show some of the kind of what the game does. We'll go with lightning. We already have 1 lightning, so now if you look over here, we have 2 lightning. It says your lightning skills jump to an additional 1 target, right? So basically, every time you get one of these little pins down here, it basically advances this. So if we get enough, we can actually create this AoE lightning jump where we'll hit something with lightning and it just spans across the entire floor. And you can see already that as it's going through, it basically will go through, and then this has got a 0-second cooldown. So what will happen is while I'm waiting for this first skill for its 2-second cooldown, the second skill is just going to be just constantly firing off. So if you look through here, like I really don't want any of this stuff. Like this isn't going for the build I want right now. I have 4 gold. I'll just spend the 4 gold here and I'll advance. So every time I level up 1, I'll be able to equip another card. So it's this kind of do investing in your future thing, right? So if I spend more money on, it's harder for me now, but it helps me level faster. Because if not, you only get 1 experience per floor. So if there is something that you have, or there's something that you really do want, then buy that. If there's not something, then definitely think about it. So dual cast, when you cast a projectile skill on this left, you cast projectile skill on the right as a combo, right? So this isn't really going to be super helpful for me right now, but it may be helpful for me later. So I'm going to drop this guy down here. So now you'll see I have 3 lightning, and I'm basically 1 away from getting another lightning skill. And I'm at 3 of 5 cards. So I do like this game ticks a lot of boxes. It's this weird puzzly game where you are trying to get the adventurer or your character to play on their own, and trying not to interface with them so that they can do what they do. But at the same time, you're trying to, there's a bunch of puzzly things to it, which definitely is cool. At the same time, it's just the isometric, like Diablo type game. But just to be clear, I am not controlling anything. Like basically, I hit go, and the adventure runs out, and through my predetermined items is how she's fighting. So if you mess that up, it's not going to end well for you. So it's very important to look at casting times and cooldowns, right? Because this has a 0-second cooldown, which means that if I move this thing over here right now, every time this thing fires, that the lightning strike would never fire, right? I don't think the dual cast. Yeah, I don't think the dual cast, because it says projectile skill on the left, cast projectile skill on the right, right? So this is, I don't even think that's a projectile skill. So I got to find a different skill for that to even work for me. So I probably should have just dropped that down here. So it's very important to read the cards. So there's like this little Magic the Gathering, like card-based build, the Diablo action-y type thing where you're kind of getting to watch and build your different level. And then there's a bunch of different classes, and the game is really, really simple, but really, really deep at the same time. Because actually playing and having them run in and do things isn't that difficult. It's just, it runs by itself. So we're looking to see that these are all still nothing. I want lightning. I'm just gonna kind of to run with it. If I fail, I fail. I'm not really worried about it. It was more of this playthrough is more of a, hey, this is kind of how the game works. This is how it functions, and kind of let people know what's going on with the different items. And there's a bunch of different ways to build it. I can switch to my other save in a second, and that will allow me to show a little bit more. But there's some really tricky things that happen, and if you're not prepared for them, they can kind of mess you up. I am just not getting any light. All right, so this is cast on hit. So when you cast a spell, or when the skill on the left of this card is hits, you have a 25% chance to combo cast the skill on the right. Right, this can trigger once per second. Right, so like I have six right now, so I could buy 2 of these, right? So if I actually had like flame breath, right? Or is there something more fun? Flame breath probably. So we're gonna grab that, and we're gonna grab flame breath. So what should happen is this one should be tied to this. So basically, whenever this thing fires, about 25% of the time, it should auto trigger the flame breath. Oh, it's actually triggering the flame breath too. Okay, never mind then. So, and sometimes it's trying to learn how things work to get them to work correctly. A lot of those will, unless it's grayed out, so it may not have fired at all. He's just gonna run right up in the middle. I don't think I like the flame breath. Maybe getting rid of it. So, with skill on the left, right? So that should be skill on the left. Combo cast the skill on the right, which should have done it. Unless it just takes so long. Oh, yeah, half a second or 4 seconds. Okay, so it's just a long cast still. So I don't like that. Go with it. And you can sell it back to get basically a dollar back. We're gonna get rid of those, and then we're just gonna put a bunch of money in there. I'm probably gonna lose here in a minute, which is fine. I'm okay with losing this game. He's taking a beat. Giving a pretty good beating too, though. The lightning jumping around is helpful. Oh no, there's more of them. I'm gonna die. All right, so if you die, basically it's death and you restart, right? So this is a brand new game. It's one that I haven't played very much, or I hadn't played that one at all. But we can go ahead. We can switch our save file. I can go back to save file 0, and then you'll see here. Now this one's a little bit differently, and like I said, you know, half naked females. Like I don't understand why all of them are all. I don't know. I don't get it. But so these, like the adventurer, the mage, the hunter, and the warlock, and those are all ones that I've used and I beat the game on. So what happens is when you beat the game, it locks the character out, and then when it locks the character out, however that character was when you beat the game, that's the new boss. It's both good and bad. All right, so we have a druid. So uses increases the attack of your pets by 175%. So basically, I want to get pets, right? I want to get a bunch of druid points, and I want to get pets. So this guy here transforms into a bear, increases attack max health by 35%. Also, the druid affect yourself can only. So, and some of these, like the cards, I can't read what exactly they are. So we'll just do it. It's more druid. So we turn into a bear. We'll go in and nom some. And I haven't played with the druid before, so I'm trying some of the other play styles, and the game does force you to kind of not, because once you beat it with a character, it's locked out. You can't use that character anymore. But the only thing that the character does is that, like with her being a druid, it basically gives me 1 point in druid. And I basically get a free point per druid. So here I have bear form transforms into a bear, right? So I have another one of those. So I don't want to put that on my bar right now, so I'm going to drop that down here. So this is kind of a save thing, and it does have options, or there are reasons to get multiple cards. So hopefully we'll get into that in a little bit. Now, I don't have another pet, don't have a pet, so adding another card. But once you put the card into your active deck, the one that you're using to play with, the only way to get rid of it, there's two ways to get rid of it. First way is to sell it, and the second way is to merge it into another card. So this game does have the mechanic where if you have three of one card, you can basically merge them into one, and then that will allow you to make a stronger card. This bear does not attack very fast. Oh good, there's more. Oh, they're ripping through it pretty quick, but it's going to be close. I may die again. Woo! Alright, so I need to do something else. So maybe we'll unleash the hounds. So let's get the hounds. And then we're going to move this guy up here, right? So now we have a max health times 175 and max shield times 175%. And then the druid now will increase the attack of our pet by 175% also. So these should count as pets. So once we get into the game here in a second, the dogs should attack pretty quickly, and more importantly, take some of the hits so that we're not, getting the hits. So what's happening right now is it's starting from the left, going to the right, starting from the left, going to the right, and there's nothing it can click because I'm already in bear form. So it basically is just, it keeps going through. So shortly after the dogs or my bear form drops and I have enemies, then it will basically cast those spells. And it's constantly going through and trying to cast them as I'm making my way through the dungeon. All right, so we're doing well so far. A little better than the monsters are anyway. All right, so here's this. So now this is cool because now I have 3 of these, right? So max health by 35%, right? But as soon as I pull this card, I'm going to lose my Druid bonus, right? So if I pull the card down here, it merges those into transform into a bear and increase. So now my max health is 50% increased, right? So then we'll put that guy back. And as soon as you use one of those cards, it gives you a match 3 rewards, right? So basically, you take this guy, drop it into your equipped cards, and it gives you a choice of which one to grab. Most times, it is the card that you have that it gives you that card back, and then usually kind of all over the place, right? Maybe I'll do offensive battle cry. That doesn't sound like a bad plan. I don't have enough warlock points, and so now I've lost all of my skills. So this offensive gift all friendly units, right? It's a 15-second cooldown also. So all we'll do is we're going to drop him back here. We're going to go ahead and we'll start digging. So we'll summon our wolves. We'll turn into a bear. Oh, does it not cast when you're in bear form? Okay. That's important information to have. Oh, so I don't cast at all while I'm in bear form. Okay. That's important information. So I need to move that buff in front of the bear. So basically what I'll do is I'll summon, turn into a bear. Or summon buff, turn into a bear. So and it tells me I have an elite mob coming up. So anything fun? Skeleton. So nothing really major. I'm just going to sink the points. That will get us to the next level for the next round. So we summon them, we buff the pets and ourselves. We turn it into a bear, and then we'll go do that. And it didn't last very long. He was not a very elite mob. And you basically, however many coins you get that on every time you complete a floor. So once again, kind of not massively awesome options there. And then there's all kinds of stuff in cards and things to play off of each other. I'm hoping we'll kind of run into some of our guys here in a minute. And I don't remember, I think the actual levels, they tell you the levels. I know it's repeatable, right? So as you play, you hit the same, it's not the same creature every time. But the bosses on the levels are basically the old adventures, and you'll run into them. Let's see. So that's okay. That one may be okay if I got rid of the doggos. But this is another elemental battle cry. Give all friendly units 50% spell damage for 15 seconds. This effect does not stack, right? But if I do that. So now we have that. So we end up having We get our Druid back, so that should make our dogs attack faster. And ultimately, we probably want to just go decide to either be the bear Druid and keep all your stuff and just pump many points as you can into yourself, or to get as many pets out as you can and just have them go about doing most of the damage for you. Because as you can see, the doggos don't last very long. They only last 5 seconds. And it's a 15-second cooldown, so it makes it really difficult to keep them out, to keep them buffed. But when they're out and they're doing things, they keep me from getting punched in the face. So anything that keeps me from getting punched in the face, I'm happy about. And when they are out, they're very strong. Once again, so nothing really that benefits what we're trying to do here. The Lone Wolf may be your aura effects now only apply to yourself. If you have no other friendly units, you deal 42% extra damage. So honestly, in the grand scheme of things, this would probably be a good card for me because there's such a long period that I don't have the doggos out. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull him down. And this is just an aura. It doesn't have to be cast. As you can see, it's grayed out when you start. So basically what will happen is for the 5 seconds where the dogs are out and they're chewing through things, they'll do, they basically keep them off of me so I can cast the other buffs and basically buff myself up. So that way I'm a lot stronger when I go to run into things. And then I cause more damage when I'm by myself. At least that's the plan. We'll see how it works out. But this build right now it's a mess because it's literally just all over the place. Do have another one of those. I'm not entirely sold on if I want to continue the bear form guy or not. The bear form's nice, but having to, and the rogue thing is nice. Ooh, a lot of electricity, not super helpful. Yeah, it's good, and like obviously as a bear, like I'm causing quite a bit of damage. And the dogs do good damage. It's just I in order for me to be able to keep the dogs up, I need to find a different spell to get rid of the bear form. And I'm not getting anything decent. Totem's cool. Yeah, so we could technically, we got rid of this guy. You know what? Let's do it for science. Let's see if it will cast the Unleash the Hounds. Because if it casts the Unleash the Hounds for 10 seconds, oh, it's got a 15-second cooldown. You know what? Let's do it for science. Let's see what happens. So it casts the totem. It casts the doggos. Yeah, so it basically only casts them once. So that's not an effective use of our totem. But I'm still trying to learn it. I'm still trying to figure out different ways to get the game to work and to get it to function correctly and to figure out how to do it. I can grab another doggo. I could grab another totem. I'm probably going to sell the totem. I don't have a lot of lightning damage right now, so it's not really helping me. Probably going to sell the totem because I don't really need it. Maybe we'll just do the shield. We'll try the shield. Anything that can kind of slow us down. So it's got this roguelike, you know, building card gathering, you know, mechanics and some really cool, awesome stuff. You can turn it up so that you can kind of get the, you know, once you kind of got it figured out, you know, you can kind of just have it run it. Because there's really nothing you can do. You can't move the cards around. You can't do anything. Once you start the mission, it's just going. And especially once you start getting into later fights, it can take a while. Nature sets bonus is now applied as an aura, but no longer affects you. Count as having one additional nature card. So the nature aura. So basically, that's only going to affect the pets if I use that. And so I may not want to use it right now, but using it later may be a good plan. So I'll just grab it and drop it down here and hold it for later. Now I have an option where I have basically I have 3 coins. So at that point, I'll just grab one of these. I don't think any of these I'm going to actually use. So I'm just going to grab one of them. And I'll throw it down there. And the reason I'm going to do that is so that later, if I get into a situation like that again, I could sell that card and then basically use it to level. It kind of gives you the ability to save up a little bit. And there is a couple of cards in here that if you buy them for 3 gold and sell them. So once again, we kind of look through. I don't see, nope, no dredge stuff. There's a lot of fighty stuff. There's a little bit of lightning, but we didn't get the lightning golem, so it doesn't really help us. So once again, we'll just level up here real quick. We'll let it run again. So the game does get a little bit, you know, trying to figure it out, trying to get the good basis. I'm trying to get to one of the bosses. Can't remember if it's like 15 or 20. Oh, I may get to it. I may not get to it. Oh, they may actually kill me again. Yeah, I'm gonna die. And then sometimes, depending on how you go, it will give you the chance to do it. So I just kind of wanted to kind of give an idea of the game. I know I can't remember one of the streamers I watch all the time did a video on it. It was just kind of like, hey, here's this cool game. And I kind of looked at it. I was like, okay, I got to check it out. I ended up playing it for like 10 hours or something, and it just melted time away. It's very addictive. It's really awesome. I think the game's like $12. So if you guys are interested in it, if you want to see more videos on it, if you want to see me make some different videos and actually win, let me know, and we'll go through and do that. But like I said, please don't judge this book by its cover of the models that are on screen at the moment. And with that, you guys be safe. We will talk to y'all soon.